Hey everybody, so I wanted to come on here real quick and give my opinion about this Bernie Bro situation that it's pretty clear that it's getting out of hand. So I just want to address a couple things that I thought would be important to address. Now, I've been hearing the term Bernie Bro thrown around quite a bit recently, and personally, I've been focusing mostly on the policies of each of the candidates and what I felt was best for me and what I wanted to support and vote for. But there's been so much complaining about the Bernie Bros recently that I decided to just kind of check out Twitter and see what would come up when I searched Bernie and the different supporters of Bernie and what things were being said, etc. I wanted to get a better sense of what was actually going on with the whole thing, but I didn't really come across anything that really stuck out to me as noticeably bad. I mean, compared to pretty much everywhere else on the Twitter streets. I mean, anyone who has any type of experience with Twitter, you know exactly what you're getting into when you open that app. Some good, some bad, and that's just the way it is. So it got me thinking that due to the fact that unlike some of the other candidates that we've got right now, Bernie does not have nearly as many missteps and major wrongdoings in his past career. People who oppose him are trying to find something that they can latch on to try and throw some dirt on his name. And it just seems to have manifested in this whole narrative of the Bernie Bro. My issue with it is it's an accusation that lacks substance, and it's taking away from time that people should be spending focusing on policy and what's best for them and what's best for the country moving forward. Who has the best policy for the people? Somebody being mean on Twitter is not anything new. This is not something that's revolutionary and groundbreaking. This has been happening. Twitter has mean people. Twitter has nice people. We should not be basing our voting habits on what somebody said to us on Twitter. Every candidate in these primaries has good people and mean people. Everybody's experienced some type of negativity from somebody who has an opposing view. And while, of course, I do not support any negativity online, the fact of the matter is the Bernie supporters don't stick out to me any more than the supporters of any other candidate. It just gets a little irritating when I think that this one shot that we have at progressive change is becoming impeded by grown adults making emotional voting choices due to Twitter trolls. Perpetuating the narrative that the Bernie Bro is particularly negative compared to anything else you can find on Twitter, it just seems extremely disingenuous to me. And another thing I want to talk about is the idea that Bernie is responsible for his supporters' behavior. Now, personally, I do believe that it's great for a leader to set an example and make it clear that they do not support negativity. And to my knowledge, Bernie actually has stated that he does not support negative attacks online. That being said, these are grown people online who are going to do what they want to do. Regardless of what Bernie has to say or what Bernie feels, if somebody wants to be mean online, they're just going to do that. Bernie's not going to be able to stop that, just like any other candidate in this race is not going to be able to stop their supporters from doing what they want to do on Twitter either. And the last thing I want to note today is that now that Warren has dropped out of the race, I'm seeing a lot of talk about where Warren supporters are going to go, what they're going to do, what choices are they going to make, etc. And this is germane to the current topic because I have seen many Warren supporters online complaining that the Bernie Bros are just too much, and because of that, they're going to have to go to Biden. Now, if we were all focused on policy, we would know that Warren and Bernie share a lot of progressive policies that they were running on. We're talking Medicare for all, going after corruption, housing reform, gun control, climate change, wealth tax, etc. Policy that really could implement progressive change that could benefit people's lives. Now compare that to Joe Biden, who has explicitly told his donors to not worry because if he was elected, nothing would fundamentally change. No one has to speculate about what we'll get with Biden. We know where he stands. We won't get anything. It will be the same old, same old. Now, obviously, Bernie can't snap his fingers and make all these progressive policies go through and become law right off the bat, but at least with Bernie, the ball will get rolling. These ideas, these progressive ideas, will start to take root, start to get moving, and things will go in the right direction, which is what we as the American people really could use right now. And I'm guessing that one of the big reasons why a Warren supporter would back Warren is because of these great progressive policies. So it would only make sense to make sure that these policies still have a chance by backing the candidate that shares them, which is Bernie Sanders. Now, on a personal note, as a black American, Biden supporting the 1994 crime bill, which, as we all know, had a devastating effect on the black community, is something that makes him an automatic no for me. I'm just not interested in someone who was against desegregation school busing in the 70s, maintained that with his support of the crime bill in the 1990s, and then followed it up with the bankruptcy bill that inflamed the student debt crisis and pretty much made it impossible for college grads to shake these insane student loans. Yep, you heard me right. If you're struggling with that, make sure to take a close look at Biden's bankruptcy bill. But anyways, the long and short of it is Biden has given us zero reason to think that any type of progress will be made under his presidency. I mean, the man is running for president and doesn't remember the Declaration of Independence.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
That's what we're backing? Oh no, honey. Not me. People need to understand that you're not sticking it to the big mean Bernie bro by choosing to ditch your progressive ideals and vote for Biden. You most likely need these progressive policies just like everyone else does. So you're sticking it to yourself. Yes, you're taking us all down with you, but you're sticking it to yourself. It's crazy that in this day and age, so many Americans are still so intent on voting against their best interest. Somehow, some way, each time the election cycle comes around, we manage to self-destruct. I don't get it. But that's it for me. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.